says the class biography flashcards, and this is 98 terms with different people that have their biographies. So we have Maslow and Oprah Winfrey. So we have a lot of information in terms. Here's biography information about different abbreviations that we might use. Okay. And we can see lots and lots of different terms that we can use with biography. Let's see. And one thing you do need to check is sometimes the definition is in another language because teachers all over the world use Quizlet. So you might find that the set has been translated. So I try to avoid those. But let's see. Here's 15 terms on biography. Some terms related to biographies. So we're going to click on this one. Looks like there. Oops, there it is. Okay, so we have 15 terms, and these are the flashcards at the top. So we can see that these are the terms that we're using. And you can also scroll down and see those terms here as well. So you can see the term and the definition for all of the words that your students need to learn for this unit. So you can see we have timeline, introduction, conclusion. All right, this is the biography set that one teacher, her name is Monique, that she has created. And we can learn these 15 words in this set. Okay, so this is what we'll focus on here. So this is the one flashcard, and this is another flashcard. So you can see that there are the flashcards that you can use, and we're going to be talking about how we can use all of these as well. Okay, so that's what a set of Quizlet looks like. So this is a set of 15 words. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my slides. And then once you've created that duplicate set of those slides, then you'll see that there's an edit button that comes up, and you hit that edit button, and you'll see it here. You'll also see the edit button next to each of the terms. And then you can change the term, change the definition, change the picture. You can do all sorts of things with that set because now it's your set, and you can create whatever you want. You can even add and remove terms that you see. Okay, so now that we know what we need to do to customize a set, we're going to go back into the Quizlet that we created before. And if you're using Quizlet.com and you found your own set and you're editing it, if you have any questions while we're working, then just ask your questions and I will help you. Okay. So now we're going to go back to the Quizlet site where we have the biography cards, and we're going to edit it. All right. So who wants to tell me if I want to edit this? We can see here are my flashcards. What's the button look like? What is it I'm looking for if I want to edit? I want to create a set of my own. First thing I need to do is customize. So what does the customize button look like? Anybody remember? What do I need to do first?
We have no idea, I think.
No idea. We can use famously, okay? Or we can change it to famous for, okay? So there's lots of terms. So all of these terms are here. And if we use famously, and you can also find another quick saving tip is if, I'm just gonna cut that out. And if I type in the word famous, oops, and then I can do that. I can click on it and you'll see that definitions for the word will come up, and you can use those definitions if you want, or you can write your own definition. I'm going to put the definition that we had before back because it was very well known. So I'm like, I like that definition, so I'll keep it. But those are other things that you can do when you have a list, is you can make those changes. Or if you don't like the picture that's here, okay, he is famous, Justin Bieber. So we can change the picture if we don't like it. We can trash it, and we can add a different picture, okay? And you'll notice every once in a while, you'll see where it says that you can add multiple choice options, but we can't do that because that says teacher. That means that we have to pay for it. We don't like the paid version. I only like the free version, right? So, but we can do a lot with the free version. We can get rid of the picture, change the pictures. I'm going to get rid of Justin Bieber. And then you'll see here, if you click on image, you can either upload your own image if you have the expensive version, or you can choose from their images. You can see that we can put Justin Bieber back there, or we can put Mona Lisa. We can put LeBron James there. We have lots of famous people. All right, so we can choose from all of these famous people. Yeah, let's go with him. He's pretty famous. It's not LeBron James, by the way, but yes, but he's famous anyway. So we're going to put that up there. And then we can see powerful. And we have all of these words related that we want our students. So we, like I said, we can delete words we don't want. And if you have other words that you'd like to add that are related to biographies, you can add more words. Anybody have a term related to biographies you want us to add? Can somebody think of one?
Contribution.
Okay, so we have contribution. And you'll notice that there'll be lots of things will come up, and you have to decide which one you think is the best. And once you click on the one, then you can see that there are other terms, other definitions, of this term. And you say an individual's effort, the act of giving or doing something, the act of giving for a common purpose. So we have to choose one of these that we think is the best definition that we want our students, or we can use our own definition. If you have a specific definition that you want your students to learn, then you can use that definition. An individual's efforts in a common set purpose. Oh, I'm going to go with this one, right? And then we can add an image since all the others have it. So we can say contribution. So all of these photos are about contributing with money. Okay, this person has contributed. This is all, they're talking about money contributions. Well, let's go with this one. That'll work. Okay, so now we've added the pictures. And then, of course, once we have it, now it's perfect. It's exactly what we want. Then we have to click create. And then we have officially created in our own page. We now have this, and we can share it with our students. We can copy the link. We can put it in Google Classroom. We can share the link anywhere we like. Well, I'm not going to do that right now, but you can always share the link with anyone. You can also just copy this link there and share it with your students. So those are the ways that we can create an edit. So we can find and we can edit one. Okay. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, there are so many questions in the chat box.
Oh, I do see lots of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you mind if I tell the question here from here?
Sure. I can read them now.
The first question is, does it accept Google account? Somebody is asking, Siva Prasad is asking. That is the question first.
Like a Gmail account?
Yeah.
Yeah, I use my Gmail when I set up the account. Yeah.
Okay, that's all.
And
Thank you.
like I said, when you finish it, if you have Google Classroom, you can put it directly into Google Classroom as well.
Okay. Now another question is, can we edit the words and meanings ourselves related to the topic?
Yes, definitely. You can type in anything you want, but if you don't have the definition handy, you can use their definition. But yes, if you have definitions that you want to use for each of the words, you can type in anything you want.
Okay, now another question is that, can we create our own Quizlet or use one which is prepared by somebody earlier?
Right. So we're going to learn how to create one from scratch for ourselves as well. But this is like a quick way to, if you have words that you want and you want to see if another teacher has already done it, because as teachers, we're very busy. So you may want to check first to see if another teacher has already created a list of terms related that is similar to what you're doing. So you don't have to start from scratch. But if they haven't, then you can create your own. And we're going to talk about how we can do that tonight.
Yes, thank you. And the last one is it free website? Somebody's asking there.
Yes, we're using the free version as I was showing you, there is you'll see some places where some things you can do for the paid version, but you can do a lot for free. So I always use the free version, but there are some things that are more that you can use for the paid version, but you can already do a lot with it for free. So I don't worry about paying for it.
Okay, thank you very much. Up to now, there is this much questions, and if that question comes, I'll present here. And I'd like to request all participants, if you have any queries regarding today's presentation and any queries about the topic, please write on the chat box so that we can present here in the mid session as well. Thank you, Jana. You can proceed ahead.
Thank you. All right.
Okay.
So again, yeah.
I think our participants have got their answer, but again, there is a question, and one of the participants has said that it is not possible to do. And he explains that I think it is a paid website, $3.99 per month. It is impossible in Nepal. I think that is the same question about free or paid. So I think Hari Paudil has got his answer from there. But again, it will be better if you repeat this again. What features can they use if they paid money and if they purchased it?
Let me show you again. Before we go any further, I'll show you on the site what is free and how you know what. So when you are using the site, you'll see that most things are free. It'll ask you if you want to upgrade to the teacher. And if you upgrade to teacher, then that's going to cost you money. Okay, so if you don't upgrade to teacher, you're fine. And you'll also see that when we were editing it, when we click to edit, there were things that we could do that would have to be, we would have to upgrade to teacher. Like here, if I wanted to add multiple choice options, then that would be that I would, it has that teacher thing. So if I wanted to do that, that would be paid for. And when we were changing the picture, you'll notice when we, here, I gotta trash the picture before I can change it. If you want to upload your own picture, then again, you have to use teacher. So this is an example of some things that you'd have to pay for. Okay, but we're not going to do that. So we're just going to use the own images that are there. I'm going to put this picture back up. Okay, so you can see that I'm not using any of the features. I don't pay for this. This is all the free version. So if they're asking you for money, just say, just avoid all the money. It's all free. Okay, so now I'm going to click done on our set so we can save this. Okay, but this is a good question. Yeah.
Yes, Brigaraj Kapadi is asking one question. Doesn't it consume more time in the classroom presentation? He's saying that it will consume more time. It will take more time.
Well, It depends on what you're doing. I find that, like I said, if you can find a set that's already been created, it doesn't take much time at all. And I find it very useful for the students. But, you know, and depending on the level of students, sometimes I have my students create the set themselves. So I'll say, okay, here's the list of words. And now I want you to create your own Quizlet set. So you don't have to do the work yourself, but often I will, because when I'm using a specific textbook, sometimes I find that a teacher has already created the set for me, and I just give the link to my students and I say, here's the link to these words. I might edit it a little to make it exactly what I know they need to know for their exam or what they need to learn. I might edit it some, but then I just give them the link and I say, study these words. Some of these words will definitely be on your exam. And so then the students can study the words on their own. And so it's a more interesting and engaging way for them to learn the vocabulary that they need for the course. Okay. So it is more time than just giving them a list on a piece of paper. But like I said, there are ways that you can do it very quickly. And that's what the ways that the little tricks are what I want to show you today, are the ways to make it not take so much time. All right, so we've done the editing, and now we're going to look at some ways that we can create our own. So if you don't find what you want on online, that if a teacher hasn't already created it, then you get to create your own from scratch. Okay, so you find the create button, which is at the top on the upper left corner of the page. It's right next to the search button. So we were using the search button before, and next to that is the create button. So if you want to create one on your own, you can do that. And then you enter the title, and you can add a description. And then you start typing words, each of the words that you want to put in there. Or you can import a document. Now, importing a document is, I think, a good way to do it, especially if you don't have strong internet. This way you can create the list really fast if you've already got the words on a document. So I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. So you can import a document and then create it really fast, so you don't have to use internet while you're creating the game, the set. Okay. And then of course you want to click create to finish it or to use it later. Okay, you have to click create at the end. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go back to, there's the button I was looking for. Okay, now we're going to go back to my Quizlets and look at how to create one from scratch. Okay, so first we were using the search button before, and now we're going to use the create button. Okay, so I want to create a set. If I want to create a new class, so if you have several sets for one, maybe you're teaching 3 different classes and you want to organize them so you can have several sets in each of your classes. So if I want to create a new class, I can do that, but I'm just going to create a new set of flashcards. And so here they're talking about another thing that they really want you to do the paid versions, but we're not going to do it. We're going to say, nope, we don't want it. I need to move this out of the way so I can hit the X. All right, there we go. So let's see. What do we want to learn? What have you guys been studying? Let's see, we did biographies. Let's talk about fiction. Yeah. So not true stories. We're going to talk about fiction. Okay, so the first thing we do is we find a term. We'll start with this term, fiction. Okay. And then we can put the definition. So we have to decide which of these definitions is best for our level of students. So you might choose a different definition for a different level of students. So that's one way that you can do it. And you can see that I didn't have to take time to type in the definition. If you know your definition, you can cut and paste it right there. But if you don't, you can use their definition if you like it. If you don't like it, you can change it. And then, of course, I can add a picture. Fiction. Okay, Star Wars science fiction. This is also fiction. These are all science fiction. Let's go with Star Wars. I like Star Wars. Okay, so these are all words related to fiction. Now you remember that I said that you could import. So another thing I want to show you is that if you have a list of words, you can put the word and the definition, and then you can do this here, and then it'll just, boom, it'll create it for you. And what I have is actually, I have, I'll share this with you. I have a Word document. Where did my Word document go? Okay. So, well, let me show you this. Maybe you have words on a PDF and you want all of these words on this PDF. You want to copy, and you can just grab them. Why isn't it? I have to do this one. That's why. So you can just go, whoop, I want all of these words. And then you can copy and paste them into your document, and boom, they'll be there. Now, it helps if you have already created a Word document, which I have. Okay. And so I'm going to show you here. Show you this Word document.
Gena, I think yes. Now you need to share. Okay. Okay. Now. Yeah. It's visible.
So if you have those words that I just showed you from a textbook, and here I have all of these words in a Word document, and I can copy them and put them directly into my Quizlet. And you can see that very quickly, I can put all of those words here, and they are already in the set. So if I have the definitions, I can put the definitions here. I can and separate them by a comma. Okay, I can put the definition if I have it and separate them each by a comma. I could do that like that. It would say that I'm doing that. Okay, so if I have the definition, but for these, I don't have the definition. So, but I'm just going to import my list. So here I have all of the terms are already there, all of the terms that I need for my student. And now if I don't have the definitions handy, I can just say, oh, accumulate. Okay, to gather or collect, to increase in number. I can pick the definition I want, and I can create it very quickly. So even creating it on your own, if you have a list of words that you want your students to learn, you can very quickly create your own set in that way. Okay. It's easy and fun, right?
Yes. Gena, some participants are asking to repeat this process because if they enter too many words at a time, then immediately they can get the meaning, definition, and that flashcards too. So please repeat them. How can we do this one? Pasting the words, getting all itself.
Are you talking about importing?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll show you again. So if you have words on a Word document, okay, so say that I have a list of words, and I just copied these words from a PDF of terms that I had from one of the textbooks that I sometimes use. So I just copied this list of words here. And then I'm going to take all of these words and I'm going to copy them. Copy the words that are in the Word document, and I'm going to put them directly into my Quizlet. So I go back to the Quizlet site, and you want to go up to the top, and you see under the description where it says import from Word. And so I have a Word document, but if you have them in Excel or in Google Docs, you can import them from there too. So wherever your words are, you click import, and then you just paste that list of words here. And like I said, if you have the definitions already, you can put the definition next to each word, but my list didn't have definitions, so I'll have to add the definitions. If your list does, then you do this. And then when I click import here, then all of these words that are here in this list are going to show up already in my Quizlet. So it's going to create a card for each of these words as soon as I click import. Is that clear? Let's do it again.
Yes,
so you
Dr. Gena, it's clear now.
Okay, so now you can see that now I have, it's going to have a duplicate. So I have twice as many cards for that list. Okay, but like I said, now because my list doesn't have the definition, I'm going to need to add the definition. Assume, to take for granted, to suppose, to take for granted, or without proof, supposed to be the case without proof. Okay. Okay, I think I like that one. So I'm going to use this, and it says, and it tells me that it's a duplicate because I did this 2 times. So it's telling me that I have this term twice. So you can go back and delete any duplicates, which sometimes when you're combining 2 lists, I do that. I get that sometimes where I've said, okay, I want some of the words from this list and some of the words from this list, but when I combine them, then I'll find that I have too many. And that's usually, we don't talk about how to merge lists, but you can also have 2 lists. So you can take one list and merge them together, but that's the next time. We're just sticking with the basics today. Okay, so now back to my slides. So the next thing you need to decide is how you want to learn the terms. So do you want the students to study? And this is usually what they do on their own. There's lots of different ways that they can study. They can just flip through the flashcards. They can do the learn, and this is multiple choice. They can write, and this one's really good to help them with spelling. My favorite is spell, though. They are spelling, but I love this one because it's they have to listen to the words, so it helps them learn the pronunciation of the words as well. And then if you do tests, that combines all of these into a test so that they can do it. And then you can also play the games. So we're going to be playing some of the games, but I'll demonstrate some of the others. So you have to decide which of the games you want to play. There's 3 different games that come with the free version. Match and Gravity and Live. Okay, so we're going to be looking at those, but I also want to show you on the list the different things that we can do. So let me do the stop share again, and we're gonna flip back to our sets. Okay, so this one, because this one we're just showing, this one is not it says you must specify a term language that you want to set. So sometimes it tells you that, asks you for a language. So we need to choose a language. Let's choose English. Why not? There we go. Now we've got this, and we can create it. Boom. So we've got all of this, but we didn't put in the definitions. So, and like I said, here we can use Google Classroom. We can save it if we're done, but I'm going to go back. I'm going to click the Quizlet sign here. I'm going to go back to a set that I already created previously that's done. And we're going to use this one. And I'm going to show you that. So I have lots of words here, and I'll show you that on Learn. If I click on Learn, come on, computer. You can do it. Why is my computer being slow? I think there's a lot going on with this computer right now. So many people.
Dr. Gena,
yeah.
Within this time, we can use a few minutes if there is any questions, because your computer is not working properly. It may take few seconds. Did it work? Okay. Kalpana Pokhrel, Miss, you are saying that I'm really sorry. Do you want to explain why are you so sorry?
There we go. I think it's doing something now.
Yes, that's what.
Dharmendra, sir, thank you very much. It is his favorite activity. He says so. Thank you, Dharmendra, sir. And we have managed certificate for all the participants. Please don't forget to fill the form which we have provided in the chat box. We'll request all the participants to fill up the form also.
All right, so I got it to, it looks like it's going to load the spell one. Okay, so this one's my favorite. So I'm glad this is the one it's doing. And the reason I like spell is because they have to listen carefully to the word and then try to spell it.
Engagement.
Okay. Did you guys hear the word?
Engagement.
Yeah.
Yes, engagement.
Yeah. So how do I spell that? What's the first letter?
E.
E.
Good.
N.
G-A-G-E-M-E-N-T.
Okay, I'm just gonna do it.
G-E-M-E-N-T.
And then you hit enter. And if you got it right, then it goes on to the next one. And then he said,
Match.
okay, so now I'm going to show you. I'm going to spell it wrong. Okay. And then I'm going to hit enter and they'll say incorrect.
Match. M-A-T-C-H.
Yeah. So
Match.
they get to practice their spelling. So that's one of the things that the students can do on their own to help them learn the words. So I usually encourage my students to practice the spell game because I know that they're going to get to hear the pronunciation of the word. So there's that. There's also match game that they can play and gravity and live. So there's lots of different games that they can play in addition to learning on their own. So I want to show you on my slides again how we can do the game. So let me explain it quickly, and we're going to, you can assign a challenge. So if you're, this is another one that's really good if your students are having trouble playing with you in class because of their internet, you can assign a challenge through Mats. You know, if you've probably played challenges with Kahoots, but it works a little differently with assigning them with Quizlet, but you can do it. Okay, so after you play the game at least once, you have to play one game, and then you click challenge a friend. So you have to first play a game with your students, and this one is fun because you, especially if it's a new list, and then you send that link to the participants. So I'll usually do challenge with a friend, and then in the chat box I will send my students the link to practice, and we're going to do that in a minute. Okay, and then they play on their own instead of playing together as a class. And you and then in order to find out who the winner is, you have to play the game again. Okay, so these are some things to do. So you're going to do it together. You'll play one game and then send your students the link, then give them time to play, and then play the game again to see who was the winner. Okay, so we're going to give that a try. And we're going to go back here to this one. Okay, and we're going to play match. We're going to start the game. All right, so we're going to play this together. So I'll show you a method students use for studying for a test or quizzes. A method. Which one do you think is a method that students used for studying for tests and quizzes? I don't see. Class set, create, gravity, Quizlet Live.
Quizlet Live.
You think it's Quizlet Live? Nope,
so.
That's not it.
What?
Okay.
Oh.
Let's see, gravity. Let's see. To make
Gravity?
something new, such as a new Quizlet set. I wonder what that is. No, it's not a class set. It's what?
Gravity.
Gravity. Which one do you think is gravity? Do you think it's to make something new, such as a new Quizlet set?
A method students use for studying for tests and quizzes.
Yeah, what word is that, do you think?
Gravity.
Gravity?
Yes.
Nope, that's not it.
No.
We have match. I'm putting all the words that when they do these, they scramble them. So it's sometimes the word is underneath. So I like to find them. Okay, so now we have all the words. Let's try. How about this one? A group of Quizlet flashcards created for a particular lesson you are teaching. What do you think? Which one is a group of Quizlet flashcards?
Class set, I think.
You think that's a class set? Let's find out. Oh, you're right. We got one right. Yes.
Uh-huh.
All right. How about a game in which player must type the term before definition gets to the bottom of the screen? What word do you think that is?
It is gravity.
You think that's it? Good job. You're brilliant. Okay. Okay. It's an in-class team-based learning game.
Is it Quizlet Live?
Quizlet Live.
Yes, good job. All right. How about this one? A way of playing Quizlet in which students pair the word with the definition.
Flashcard.
Let's find out. Nope.
Match. That is match.
Match. Yes, it's the game we're playing right now. Very good. All right. Okay, so let's look at this one. To make something new, such as a new Quizlet set.
That is create.
Create.
Very good.
Create.
So this is flashcards. All right. See, we did it. We won. Right. Well, we can see that there are other people who are faster than us, but we're going to do challenge a friend. And now I have a link, and I can take that link and I can put that link in the chat box. And now that I have that link, you guys can play. So you can copy this link and you can see if you can play. You can play match on your phone or on your laptop, any place you want. Go ahead, play. It's fun.
Okay.
Are you playing?
Yes, I clicked and then it vanished.
And you what?
And it vanished again. It's working with me.
Yeah. So
Yes,
you can play this.
I'm also playing.
You're playing? Good. So let me know when you finish your first game.
Yes, Mrs. Quizlet flashcards set.
I finished.
All right, Tika.
Oh.
Nice work.
You're an excellent one. That's why you did it. See, I tried a lot.
Good. Dates are also
Just now,
complete.
yes. It took 45.5 seconds for me.
All right. So you can see. All right. So now for me to find out who the winner is, I have to play the game again. But this is usually you do it like the next day or the next week with your students. So you're reviewing the words and you're finding out who learned the words and who didn't. So you can see, okay, so who remembers a method students use for studying for tests and quizzes? Oopla, that's not it.
Flashcards.
Flashcards. Okay, good. Thank you. We got that one. All right. And to make or change something such as a Quizlet flashcard set, or to make your personal needs, to meet your personal needs.
Customize.
Customize. Good job. Okay. An organized collection of files such as Quizlet sets.
Folder.
Folder.
Good job. Okay. Game in which the player must type the term before the definition gets to the bottom of the screen.
Gravity.
Good. To make changes by adding, deleting, or modifying text, graphics, or other terms in the document or Quizlet flashcard set.
Edit.
Okay. Which means this is engagement. And we won. All right. And now we can look at our leaderboard and we can say, oh, Sujit is the fastest here. Laxman, you're in 4th place. That's good. Okay. So John is number 1, but John played in one of my workshops that I did last week. So he's the fastest. I think he played many times to beat you. So don't worry. Okay. So this is how you can find out who the winner was. So I like to have my students play these games, and you know, I might have a small award for the winner. But yeah, so we'll play that one. So that's how you play match. All right, so I'm gonna do stop share and go back to my slides. Okay, and we were doing the, while we were doing the challenge, I showed you it. You learned that the other game is called Gravity, and it works a lot like match, but they'll give you the definition, and you have to very quickly try to type in the word that has that meaning before the definition gets to the bottom, and that's how you get points, is how quickly you're able to type it in. I don't play it as often. I don't find it as engaging as match or Quizlet Live, but some people like it, so it's there. So that's it. If you want to do a gravity challenge, then you do it the same way that you would do a match challenge. But now we're going to learn how to play Quizlet Live. And in Quizlet Live, you first have to decide if you want the students to play collaboratively, or in which case you choose random teams, or if you want them to play individually. And if they play individually, then they play against themselves. I really prefer to put them on teams. It's a lot more fun. And the students have to negotiate, and they have to convince their classmates that the term that what they think the term is the right term, or the definition, what the match is. So there's a lot more negotiation of meaning, a lot more discussion when you do it in teams. But I'm not going to try to do that today. But it is a lot of fun. So it works very similarly to Kahoots. If you played Kahoot, then you share or project your screen so your students can see, and then your students go to Quizlet.live and they put in the code, or they can scan their QR code too, especially if they have the Quizlet app. They can just scan a QR code and then they can go directly to the game. So this is this shows what it looks like. So they just go to Quizlet Live, and then they can either scan the QR code, or they can type in this code, or you can send them the link. All of those are. And then once everyone's in, you press start. And this is my favorite way to practice the terms, because it's a lot of fun. And so we're going to look at some terms that help you learn more about Quizlet. And so we're going to play Quizlet Live, and I'll show you how to play. It's fun. And like I said, there's way too many of us to play in games, because in the free version, you can only do random teams, and to do it online, you have to put everyone in a breakout room. It's very easy to do in a very big class. It's a lot of fun to do in a big class if you're in the actual classroom. But if you're playing online, you have to put everyone in breakout rooms, which is fun. But if you have a small class, I usually do it that way. But we're going to do individual. So anyone who wants to join the game, please do. Okay, you can see here that you can do Quizlet Live. You can use the app, go to Quizlet.live. Okay, and I'm going to copy the game link, and I'll put the link in the chat. Come here, chat. My chat doesn't want to open. Oh, of course it opens right when I give up. There we go. So here it is in the chat. And I'm going to share this again. So those of you who are Okay, so we've got 2 people that are ready to play. I'm going to wait until more people are in. Give you as many people as possible a chance to play. Wow, we're getting a lot of people fast. Some of you are good at this. All right, so you can either scan your QR code or you can go to quizlet.live and then put in this number. I'll get a few more people in here. Oops, that happens sometimes. You think you need to put in the code again instead of your name. That happens quite often. All right, so don't be embarrassed that your name is 387482. I've done it myself. All right, hopefully a lot of you that wanted to play are in, and now we're going to go ahead. Well, there's more people coming. Okay, we've got quite a few of you. Okay, now I'm going to create a game. And one thing that's really fun with Quizlet is they give everybody, everyone is a different animal, okay? And this is fun with teams because then your team is a specific animal. So what we're going to do now, everybody has their own animal, and I'm going to start the game. Okay, and it says that some people have disconnected. So if you want to play the game, you want to go back and refresh your page so that you're in. Okay, so whoops, more people are dropping out. So refresh your page so that you can stay in. Go back to the page where you were playing so that you can stay in the game. So the first couple of times your students play this game, it will take them a while to realize exactly what they need to do. But once they get used to it and you use it, you know, once or twice a unit, then we're getting more and more people are leaving. I want you guys to stay in the game. Go back in the game. All right. Okay, let's try to add more people. There we go. We're adding more people before we start. Okay, and it looks like a couple people have raised their hands. Did somebody have a question before we start the game? I have 2 hands raised. Can somebody ask their question before we start the game? No, you don't want to ask your question? Okay, I'm going to start the game again. Let's go ahead and start. Okay, there's still some people that are not in, but okay, I hit the wrong button. We're going to start the game, and I'm just going to start anyway. So some of you didn't get in, but let's go ahead and play. So you can see, because we have a lot of people, there's a lot of people playing. But we can watch and see who's going to win. All right, the Tigers are winning. Ooh, Tigers are really fast. Go Tiger. All right, the Peacocks are going really fast as well. You guys know your terminology. Go Peacocks. And the Tigers still doing well. Dolphins, not so much. Pandas, good. Oh, koala. I hate when that happens. Where'd our tiger go? Oh, tiger had to start over. you'll notice that if you get one wrong, you have to start from the beginning, right? But that makes it a lot of fun when your students are playing in teams, because they get really good at, they're like, no, don't just push that button. We have to really negotiate which one it is, because we don't want to have to start back at 0. So it's really good for helping them negotiate. It's one of the reasons I really love playing Quizlet Live in teams, because the students have to do a lot of discussion and negotiating which word goes with that. So it's really fun. And you always have 1 or 2 students that are really good with vocabulary, and they help their teams, and everyone wants them on their team. Oh, Peacock's doing really well. Good job, Peacocks. How's the Tigers get going? Oh yeah, the Tigers are doing well again. Very nice. Go Tiger. Oh, but the Pandas are in the lead. Come on, Panda. Uh-oh. Bye, Tiger. Oh, Peacock's doing really well. Peacocks might win it. Pandas are going to give you, oh, the Peacock won. Very good, Manita. Excellent. All right. So you can see in the Panda and the Alpacas were 2nd and 3rd. All right. Nice work, you guys. So that's how you play Quizlet Live. And like I said, it's really a lot of fun, especially if you have your students in teams. And it is a lot of fun. I actually prefer online in breakout rooms, because they really have to listen to each other and negotiate meaning and convince that person to push the word that you think it is. So there's a lot of discussion, and it's really good way for them to learn vocabulary. So I love playing Quizlet Live if there's terms that we want to learn in the classroom. So that's one of my favorites. So I hope that you enjoyed doing it, and you're going to play it with your students. All right, so what have we learned today? We have learned that it's easy to search for and edit previously created Quizlets, and there are many ways for your students to learn new words with Quizlets. And most importantly, Quizlet games are an engaging and effective way to do informal vocabulary assessment in almost any class and with almost any textbook or theme. And yeah, okay, before I talk to you about this, did anybody have any questions about Quizlets? I'm going to show you some workshops that I have coming up, but I wanted to talk to you more about Quizlets. Okay. Anybody have a question?
Okay, here are a few questions for you. And
Okay.
some of the participants are asking, how can we enter into the game? And some teachers are asking, I missed the beginning part of the session, so it is being a little bit uneasy for them.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the teachers are helping you by providing some YouTube links. And then LV Podel again asking the same question, that is, how can it be prepared personally, individually, how can they prepare this one? And then Lal Bahadur Khatka has asked you one question, how can we search this one in search engine? How can we find this a Quizlet in our search engine?
In our search engine, you go to Quizlet.com. So, but if you're doing the game, like this game, if we were going to play this game again, we could do this. We can go back to the beginning to add more players. So if more people want to join, then you can go back and have more people join. So the participants who are asking, how can we join the game? Then you have to go to your search engine and type in Quizlet.live and then put in this code to do it. Or as a teacher, you can copy the link at the bottom. You can copy this link and put it in the chat, and some students prefer to use the chat. If your students have the Quizlet app, they can also just scan this QR code and they can get in that way. So there's 3 different ways that your students can join a game. They either go to Quizlet.live, scan the QR code, or you copy the link into the chat and they click on that link. That's the 3 ways that you can join a game. Okay. Okay.
Thank you, Gina. Thank you. I
Yes,
think
yes,
it is
friends.
clear.
If
Clear
you
now.
have questions, you can directly ask those questions to Gina. She is ready to
Yeah.
answer those questions.
Okay, so yeah, just call out if you have a question. And I wanted to tell you things that are coming up with TTLT too. We have coming in January, a teacher that I am friends with is going to be doing a virtual story stitch. And if you're not familiar with story stitch, she's going to explain how to play it. And she's going to do a story stitch, and this is not going to be recorded. You never record story stitch because people are telling some really personal stories, and so this is to encourage people to feel comfortable telling their personal stories. It won't be recorded, but if you'd like to participate, then you can always go to the ttlt.org site and you can register and you can do a virtual story stitch with us. And my friend Amy is she does this with her students a lot, and she's found that it's really useful, and she's going to explain it. And she's actually the episode of TTLT that's going to be released on December 24th. She's going to talk about story stitch there. But if you want to participate in a story stitch, then you can join us. And this is going to be at 2 p.m. GMT, which will be 8 a.m. for her in Iowa. She lives in Iowa. Okay. And we also have a webinar coming up from Joel Alvarez, and he is going to be giving us some motivation tips, how we can motivate our students. So this will be January 12th. And then we also have Katam and Maria, who are going to be talking to us about how we can start an English club or an ESL club, or start an English club in our school. Or if you already have an English club with your students, you might get some ideas on some new things that you might do with your clubs. So they're going to be talking about that on January 29th. And if you guys haven't already listened to Inspiring Educators or Armin's English Language Fellow podcast, I really recommend both of these podcasts are great. You can learn a lot from the teachers that they have interviewed, and they actually both interviewed me. So you can always listen to my episodes, but there's lots of other episodes. But I wanted to really thank them for taking the time to interview me. And so I like to tell people about their podcast. So if you, I know you all love to listen to TTLT's podcast, but there are other podcasts that are good. Okay. So if you want to learn more about TTLT, you can go to ttlt.org. You can always email me at ttltinfo@gmail.com. You can feel free to become a member of our Patreon account there. And the podcast and the YouTube channel are free. So please subscribe to the podcast and YouTube channel. And of course, join our Facebook group or follow us on Twitter and Instagram. So thank you for participating. And I'm going to give you a link to my feedback form. I'd love to get some feedback from you so that I can make my workshops even better next time. So I'm going to give you the feedback form, and also I'll put the link in as well for the Facebook. Okay, so let me give you these links. Here is the feedback form. This one is for the feedback. Okay, and this one is for the TTLT Facebook group. And many of you are already members of the Facebook group, so that's great. But if you are not yet, you can join your colleagues at this site. And I try to share any, and other people do too. We try to, any webinars or workshops that we find out about, we will put them in the group, and there's lots of chats happening. You find out when something is released on TTLT. And there you go. There's the Facebook group. Okay, let's see. It says the link for the Facebook page. Yep, I got that. That's what we just did. Let me see what other questions we have. Okay. Okay, somebody found a really good Quizlet to learn vocabulary from the poem, The Road Not Taken. That's a good one. Very nice. You guys are sharing some nice sets.
Thank you, Gena, for your nice presentation about using Quizlet in the classroom. It's really
You're
a
welcome.
wonderful presentation. You have clearly stated the steps of using Quizlet. How can we use Quizlet? It's really very useful to teach vocabulary. We can use this. Some of our colleagues ask that question. It is time consuming, but it is not consuming because we can find the meaning of so many vocabs at one click. That's why it's not time consuming. Thank you for your nice presentation. Yes, Jena, if you have some feelings about the webinar, please state your feelings here. Our friends are eagerly waiting to hear your feeling too.
Yeah, like you're saying, it's not that time consuming. When I first heard about Quizlets and a friend told me about it, I was like, oh, that sounds like something that I don't have time for. I don't have time to figure out how to enter all of these definitions and da 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 da. And I thought it would take a lot of time. But then when I tried it, I realized that I didn't have to create them all by myself. I could borrow from other people and I could quickly edit. And that's, you know, if one of my friends, because sometimes we're all teaching the same textbook and we're in the same unit. And if one of your friends creates a Quizlet for Unit 4, then we can all borrow it and all of our students can play the same game that somebody else has created. And then maybe I'll create the Quizlet for Unit 5 and share it with all of my colleagues that are teaching in the same unit, in the same textbook. And so we can kind of share that work so that our students get to use the set, the classroom set, and then, but we don't have to be the one who does it every week. So it's very nice. So and so we got used to sharing sets with each other at my university. So this week somebody says, oh, you know, I created a Quizlet that goes with this reading that we're doing this week. And I said, oh, great, share the link. And so if they would share the link with me, and then I would say, oh, you know, I created a Quizlet that goes with Unit 5. And there's like, okay, send me the link. So that's one way that I started using Quizlets in the beginning, as my friends were sharing their links with me. But now I like to create them. I create them all the time and share them with all of my friends.
Yes, thank you, Gena. It's almost midnight for you. You have given your valuable time to us. We are very grateful for you, and we especially thank you for your for giving us your valuable time. Thank you, Gena.
Dev sir.
Now,
Sir.
yes, it's time to provide certificate to Gena. I would like to request our chief guest, Bhupati Basyal sir, to read the certificate. I'll show it. I'm going to share my screen.
Okay.
Is it shared? Bhupati sir,
Yeah.
please read.
Yeah,
Yes,
Yes.
going on.
Thank you, sir. Society of Technology Friendly Teachers, Nepal Certificate of Appreciation. This certificate is awarded to Gena Rhoades for volunteering time and effort as a facilitator to conduct the session entitled Using Quizlet in the Classroom for Teachers, organized by STFT Nepal, Nepal English Subject Committee on December 12, 2020. We take this opportunity to thank you for your significant contribution to our organization. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I really appreciated it. This is a lovely certificate. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to receiving it.
Yes, Jena.
I'll provide this certificate in chat box as well as in your email too.
Okay, thank you so much.
Now it's time to read the certificate for participation. Yes, Gena, you are requested to read the certificate for participants.
Okay.
We have prepared that certificate for participants too. I will show the certificate. I will share the certificate. Sorry, it will take little bit time for me to share the certificate. I am trying to share it.
Hello, Professor Gena. Congratulations.
Hi, Miss. How are you?
Fine, thanks. Congratulations. You deserve more. You really exert much effort and time to help teachers around the world. And you are second to none in the world of training and giving tips, teaching tips for English language teachers. So thank you very, very much, and have a very nice night in your place in Australia. Thanks a lot. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Khamis.
I'm glad you
be with us.
And thanks to Nepal team, and thank you all for this training. Thank you all.
Thank you, Khamis. It is the certificate for participants. We have prepared this certificate for participants. We'll provide this certificate after our session or after some days. It may take some days. Please read the certificate, model certificate. Gena Rhoades, you are requested to read this certificate.
Okay, great. So the Society of Technology Friendly Teachers in Nepal is presenting you with a certificate of participation. And this certificate is rewarded to Jita Kafla from Kathmandu, Nepal. Yeah? Did I pronounce it wrong? I apologize. It's been a very long time since I've been to Nepal, and my pronunciation is horrible. I apologize.
It's okay, Gena. It's okay.
Okay.
No matter.
So, you're getting this for your active participation in the session entitled Using Quizlet in the Classroom on December 12th, 2020. We thank you for your valuable presence in the international webinar. And then we have the three of us who are leading this workshop today, this webinar, okay? So thank you guys all for coming and participating.
Thank you, Gena. Now, I'm going to... Yes, Tika.
Hello. We have Nelta Zappa here with us, Mr. Dharmendra Bhattrai.
I'm sorry to call his name. Dharmendra sir, you are requested.
He will put his remarks if you provide 2 minutes time for him.
Yes, Dharmendra Bhattrai, I think Bhattrai, yeah.
Yes, sir. Dharmendra Zappa chair.
Yeah, you are the chair of Zappa Nelta. Please, you are requested to give short remarks on the webinar. Sir.
Thank you, Dev sir. Thank you very much for this great opportunity. Exactly today, I got this opportunity to attend this webinar. First of all, I would like to congratulate and thanks Gena for her powerful presentations about Quizlet. And this session really helps all our English teachers for activities in the classroom, self-learning activities, and even in the classroom activities. So this is one of the important technique activities that we can use for developing our students' performance, language skills. So STFT is doing great job in this regard. Bhupati sir and team, Tika sir, Dev sir, I would like to congratulate you all. Thank you all for providing our English teachers, especially ELT practitioners in Nepal, getting this great opportunity after this coronavirus pandemic. During this lockdown period, we have got this achievement. And NELTA itself is also one of the organizations working in the field of ELT in Nepal. So we are also working similar activities, and both STFT and NELTA together can go ahead, and we can hope that the better education, quality education is going to be assured in Nepal very soon with these different skilled manpower, powerful experts from countries and abroad. They are contributing. We are all working for the better world for tomorrow. So this is all what I want to say in this occasion. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Dharmendra sir, for your nice comments, nice remarks. Of course, we are ready to work together. NELTA and STFT English Group, they have the same purpose. We are trying to uplift the standard of English learning situation in Nepal. Our aim is the same, and we are trying to do so. Thank you, sir. Now, it's time to express vote of thanks. I would like to request Mr. Lakshman Shrestha to give vote of thanks. Mr. Lakshman sir, you are heartily request to express thanks to all.
Mr. Chairperson Narayan Paudel, Honorable Dr. Gena Rhoades, respected Chief Guest, STFT Central Committee Chairman Bhupati Basyal, most valued invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. Good evening, everybody. Good morning and good afternoon in some parts of the world. Me, Lakshman Shrestha, the secondary level English teacher of Nepal, on behalf of STFT English Subject Committee, in this international webinar on using Quizlet in the classroom, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to Dr. Gena Rhoades, the key speaker and facilitator of the session. At the same time, I like to express a hearty vote of thanks to all distinguished professors, doctors, invited guests, teachers, students, and all participants of the world for gracing your important work and sharing your findings and providing precious and valuable time for this webinar. A big thank you, Dr. Gena Rhoades, for your effort towards using Quizlet in the classroom. You all know she is an English language specialist with the US Department of State's English language program. She is a teacher and teacher trainer. She's a teacher as well as she's a teacher trainer. And as we know, she is working there in Melbourne in Australia. She is the creator of TTELT. As we have our Bhupati Basyal sir, he is the creator of STFT. And she, Gena Rhoades, is the creator of TTELT, Teaching Tips for English Language Teachers, which is an organization that provides weekly trainings for English language teachers of the world. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation to her, as she declared and proved that Quizlet can be a great tool for us and for our students too. As our facilitator mentioned before, that Quizlet can help us a lot in our classroom activities, as we can easily differentiate review for our students, and we can incorporate collaboration and teamwork into our classes, and students have another way to prepare for tests. I may like to express our sincere thanks for giving and excellent coverage to the topic. I also wish to express my gratitude for providing encouragement at Quizlet and proper use of learning. We are all inspired by your great works, and wonderful presentation. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, an event like this cannot happen overnight. It requires planning and a bird's eye for details. For conducting more training sessions, we are getting teams of very motivated and dedicated colleagues of different institutes and organizations of the world. Mr. Chairman, it's our good opportunity or luck to have Dr. Gena Rhoades as the facilitator of Nepal. I'd like to thank you for being with us this evening. It has been a great pleasure. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to all the guests present today. Thank you. Thank you very much. And namaste.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you. And namaste.
Thank you, Lakshman sir. Now we are nearly at the end of the program. I would like to give, or I would like to express feedback remarks by our chief guest, Bhupati Basyal. He is the creator of STFT Nepal. Bhupati sir, you are requested to express feedback remarks on the webinar.
Thank you so much, Dev sir. Chairperson, our special guest presenter, Gena Rhoades, and all of the STFT family. My English language is very poor, so I extremely sorry. आदरणीय अतिथि सभाध्यक्षज्यू लगायत सम्पूर्णमा मेरो हार्दिक नमस्कार र यो कार्यक्रमको लागि म स्पेशल्ली यो इङ्ग्लिस एसटिएफटी समितिलाई हार्दिक धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु र उत्तम प्रस्तुतिका लागि हाम्रो जिना रोड्सलाई पनि म धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु। अन्त्यमा अध्यक्षज्यूले मेरो तर्फबाट स्पेशल्ली थ्याङ्क्स भनिदिनु होला र सबैलाई शुभरात्रि भन्न चाहन्छु। हस्, धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Bhupati sir. Now we are going to close the session. I'd like to request Mr. Nan Podel, the chairperson of today's program, to close the session formally. After that, we will discuss on some issues informally. Nan sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Dev Pandit sir, for nice handling this program. Respected Chairman, STFT Nepal, Bhupati Basyal sir, as his chief guest of this program. Respected presenter, Dr. Gena Rhoades, then respected Faisal Fayad from Pakistan. I think he's here with us. Respected Arman, I have seen him, but now I think he's out. And other distinguished guests from STFT Nepal family and abroad. So I would like to express my gratitude to Dr. Gena Rhoades for her nice presentation about Quizlet, which is very important for teaching vocabulary in the classroom. So we are looking for such kind of tool. And then we got Gena Rhoades, which is very, very curious and which is very important for us. And she has given us many things about Quizlet. And here we are indebted to Gena as well, because she accepted our request to present here in Nepal. We STFT family, especially English teacher groups. We have been conducting such kind of program time and again, and then we have made other topics which is very important for language teacher, which help us to develop our professionalism in the field of teaching. So I request Gena Rhoades to find other such kind of trainer to train us. We would be very happy. And then our respected chief guest, chairman of STFT Nepal, has asked me to give my thank to Gena Rhoades, and then I say on behalf of my respected chairman of STFT.